Moving on, back to the real world. BlackRock, everyone's favorite because they were in the news there.
Yeah.
They're the largest real estate investment firm.
Yeah, this is one of those companies that we talked about that buys up
Neighborhoods,
track housing, like and just goes and rents it out, and then offers people kind of like it's a turnkey, like you don't even have to mow your lawns, like we do everything, blah 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 blah. They're also part of a company. They're under a company that goes out and buys music catalogs, like bought Neil Young's. I think I talked about that on an episode.
Yeah, exactly. They're a massive investment firm based out of New York, obviously. And like Chandler said, they do that with the neighborhoods, but they also do a ton of industrial, a ton of office. Like they're the largest in the world, so they own everything everywhere internationally. They have about, I think it's around 400 bill under management. So I guess with leverage, they probably have over $1 trillion worth of real estate. Anyways, I thought this was kind of interesting for our Canadian people. They are opening an office in Toronto. They've never had an office here in Canada, so they're opening an office in Toronto. They've been buying in Canada since 2018, so they have around $14 billion in assets here. But they're setting up shop in TO with plans to buy lots, and they made some huge acquisitions just at the end of last year. So I think they're getting ready for maybe a little pounce in the market potentially.
Oh yeah. So ever heard that expression? Better the devil you know.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you don't like your small scale landlord that maybe owns 45, 60 units, right?
Welcome BlackRock.
If you don't like them, okay. When then maybe you don't like the next size up, like the big fish in our small pond that maybe have like 1,500 units.
The REITs, yeah.
Right?
Or them, yeah.
As you squeeze out the mom and pop because of rent control and increased insurance and all these things, and then you eventually like squeeze out some of the what we consider big players who in the grand scheme of things are not that big.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't even make ends meet. They sell out to these corporations. And if you thought you were a faceless number now, you just wait until these companies and how they run their business model.
Yeah.
Because they can run it on a razor thin margin because of the volume and because they'll have like one call center servicing 20,000 units.
They also have the strength to lobby the government.
Well, that too.
They have the strength and control to lobby the government simply due to the fact they have so much money. And secondly, because they have so much power, because they house like half of a nation. They're like let's mess. How about this? We just won't lease any of our units. Like it's like, and then you're like, okay, whoa. Like they have to backpedal. So it's like that's the thing. We can't even lobby the government on what's happening now in our city with rent controls and things like that. Like you're saying, if one of these big players comes in and starts buying stuff up, doesn't take much for them to push their weight around.
And imagine like a 3,000 home development that comes up, right? And you get a slight shift in the market. You get a bunch of legislation and extra permitting costs that just grind this sucker to a halt. Mm-hmm. A company like this comes to that developer and says, we've got unlimited cash.
Yeah.
We'll take as much of them as you'll give us. And all of a sudden, they sell 1,500 of those that will be then rented in perpetuity instead of sold in the marketplace.
Yep.
Like this is a thing that is newsworthy. I'm glad you mentioned this. And that is the devil that a lot of people out there don't know. And I think it's a lot worse than the devil you know in this particular case.
Big time. 100% agree with you. This is with everything. You see this it's again with other businesses too, but no one's going to really pay attention until it's way too far down the road. And again, my biggest thing is it's just crazy. As you get bigger, you get stronger. And like you were just saying, like they're gonna be able to lobby governments. Like they can do what they want. Like it doesn't matter. So it's easy to pick on the small guy, but the big guy will come in and clean up everything.
Speaking of big guys, I'm not going to go into this, but there was a headline: Elon Musk and Tesla were dropped from the S&P 500's ESG list. You know how I feel about ESG. And my man Elon also hates ESG, and he criticized it. What did he call it? He said that ESG is being weaponized by phony social justice warriors. So Tesla, the leader in the electric car space, doing a bunch of things, they've been removed off the ESG 500 list or S&P 500 ESG list, which hurt their stock.
I was say it's going to hurt the stock.
It's hurt the stock.
This might be bigger than Elon.
And for example, for context, like ExxonMobil still on the list.
I know.
So who there made this decision and the scoring system, and what potential, not mandate, but what's their angle to remove Tesla from this list while keeping on ExxonMobil?
But they don't want somebody that's openly talking bad about the the concept. But I don't think Elon's gonna be able to win this one. This is something that's gonna continue to take over.
If Elon can't win against ESG, then people should be afraid of ESG. There are people out there deciding who gets to be on these lists for relatively arbitrary
This
credentials.
is a super weird like connection I'm making in my brain, but it's like church. Because if you don't believe in what they're into, it's like you are bad. And so kind of for most people, kind of through pressure, not because they truly feel that way, but by pressure and like the fear of not being accepted and the fear of being kind of put down or humiliated, they just go with it. And I feel like that's ESG in a lot of ways. Like I feel like a lot of people don't.
Belief systems in general.
That is belief systems in general. And it's just like, but so that's what I'm saying. I think this might be bigger than Elon. I think the momentum's been gained, and it's unfortunate because it's gonna negatively impact him.
And I'm not saying Tesla's perfect, and I think the criteria that their move was to do with like worker compensation and working conditions and blah blah blah. But the fact that a group of people can develop a rating system to then dictate the future of a company, at least in the short term, is very scary. And when you realize that that rating is going to then trickle down to all the employees of the company, both through, you know, their own investment in the company, if they have share options and blah, blah, the viability of the company, whether or not they'll still have a job. But also the company's going to say, well, we need to score on this system now. So you, as a frontline worker, you now believe in these things, right? Anyway, we're not going to go down the ESG. I promised myself I wouldn't do it. But man, I hate ESG.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the clip, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see the full episode, check out our other page. The link is in the description. Also, check us out on Instagram and TikTok.
When I was broke, I had rich habits. When I was broke, I had rich habits.